What's up, you guys? Glad I can have the Basas, Jesse, and Pops right here.
Yep. How's it going, guys?
Man, it's been a few years since I got to know Basa. Remember Jesse? First, he was always just like he would just keep to himself, just always like with the little maniacal face, just always looking for trouble.
Oh, nonchalant.
Nonchalant. I remember I'd sub for your class, and you'd just be like, with your friends, always like looking at me like if I was gonna do something. But then the last 2 years, getting to know you was actually pretty cool, and knowing your story and what as a 16, 17, and 18-year-old, now you're 19, and your story of you were owning a shop, or your own business here down the street, and you were competing against men. And honestly, like even us as adults, we just turned 30, and like that's still kind of inspirational. Like you can learn from old heads. We can also learn from the young cats. And you have a pretty interesting story, kind of something to share that I think not a lot of people, to be honest, I don't think I've ever heard of a 16 or a 17, 18-year-old having his own business, his own shop, paying the rent, paying the utilities. Because, California shit is expensive here. Yeah. And you were handling that. And I know you told me that you would work with your dad, I think at the swap meet, and then you guys, all the stuff you would get the pallets. Yeah. Like, I don't know the business of that, but I remember you would tell me about it. And obviously you're telling me this in first period in woodshop. I'm like, oh, this it's interesting, but I was like, dude, this is a lot of information. Like I was interested, but it was just like, I couldn't even keep up. And you're still a teenager, and you were already like, you were hustling. I think that's an interesting story to say. Right, Jesse?
Yeah, man. We gotta share one mic. Yeah, it's just kind of compared to like how we met you. You were, I wrote this on your letter of recommendation too. Dad, I considered him like the troubled kid, or like a little troublemaker, and then just kind of seeing him progress, and then just kind of change. I don't know, something just kind of like a spark just came, and he just kind of picked it up, and then like from talking to to us, letter recommendation, wanting to change, and then just kind of like running a business, like understanding inventory and everything that went on. It's like, man, it's like night and day. And then once he told us he got accepted to a college, I'm like, damn, dude, like. The kid we met a couple years back is so different, and then he's still learning and growing. So, as a dad, I think you should be proud, man, because this kid's going anywhere but up, man. You were probably at the lowest at certain points, and then now it's like, damn. Oh yeah, and also Dad, just let you know, he would call us dads. He would call us dad at school. I don't know if he ever told you why.
Yeah, he did. He would have mentioned that, and he would tell me that. That's pretty cool, honestly. Going to high school and getting to know individuals that way. I think that really pushes that kid, or create something to move forward. So it's pretty cool. I didn't have that growing up. For us growing up, we went to Gladstone. So and to be quite honest, not a lot of teachers believed in this. You know what I mean? I can speak for myself. It was a difficult time, man. But I taught him since he was born, and I put down a lot of work. I put down a lot of work, and I expected a lot from him, and I didn't expect any less. Sometimes we can think back and say, man, I was really tough in him. I was really hard on him. But you know what? Life is going to teach you different things in life, and it's not going to be easy. Life is not easy.
Right.
So either he hates me now, he hates me later. I feel down the line he has some sort of platform to fall on and say, you know what? My dad told me to wake up at 4 a.m, every Sunday, every Saturday. Don't go to sleep until 1 o'clock in the morning because he had to help me out,
Yeah.
And nowadays it's different, man. It's different. It's totally different. Now it's tablets, internet. Back then that wasn't a thing. It was hard work.
It was labor.
Cutting the grass. Nowadays kids don't want to cut the grass. For Jesse, I would tell him, hey man, I'm gonna get home at 4 o'clock. I need for you to get the weed whacker, get the mower, get the trash can, get the everything ready, and he would do it, you know. But I hope that one day he understands the reason behind it, because let me tell you, now there's gardeners, right?
Yeah.
That it's more easier for you to pay $30 versus you wasting your time, but that's not the principle of things. I feel that everybody should have that concept, but most importantly that that self reliance on yourself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I that's what I did. I continue to do that with my kids, even though right now, you know, because of internet and all that stuff is out there. Yeah, of course I don't push them that much, you know, but Jesse was my first kid, and I pushed him hard, like tough. Yeah, I mean, at age 7, I put him in the Young Marines.
Oh,
so
she was torture, bro.
It was
torture.
It was not. Young Marine. Yeah, it was. You know, but hey, man. Our story, it's just not in what we say. I think I can back it up with actions. Especially with J&L Yard Show that me and Jesse created, because I didn't create that myself. 13 years of hard work, and you know, I think actions speak for themselves.
Honestly, yeah, and it's funny because while your guys' story is good, obviously, since we're in the school system, we just see like a lot of students. A lot of them are like they're just hustling, like they got like their little side businesses going on, and it's pretty cool to see. I mean, they're becoming like little young entrepreneurs, figuring out that like, hey man, like if you gotta make money, you gotta figure out to make it work, and they're kind of doing it. But he did it like in a totally big way. I mean, yeah, you get students, you know, selling chips or whatever, or you know, baking stuff or whatever the case is. But with him, you know, he was dealing with like inventory, like dealing with it, like having a SKU, having product, and how to sell it. And I remember he told us that I think you were already out of high school, that like someone from TikTok like gave you guys a shout out about like the store and what you guys were selling, especially on Halloween. I was like, yo, man, like that doesn't happen just out of like just someone randomly. Someone took the time and like, hey, what is this? And probably had some interest. So just kind of seeing that, like it's pretty cool seeing it, especially like I said, compared to where you were.
Yeah. Dude.
So now I think I wrote that on his letter recommendation, like just like, you know, him being the oldest, you know, like your oldest kid, you know, setting an example for your younger kids, and then using boxing as another tool of like, you know, it is a combat sport, but there bears a lot of responsibility with it. So just like putting it all together, like that's my mijo right there.
Yeah, seriously, dude.
Yeah, man, it's cool, dude.
What made you want to hustle? Because I mean, I think once you were in football, wrestling, and then I think once you were in boxing, from what you would tell me and from what I would see, you had this eye of the tiger. Like, no, I'm gonna get up at 4 a.m. and run however many, like 13 miles or whatever you were doing.
Yeah, dude, that was crazy.
Let's start there. Why?
So, you know, I was obviously, I want to say like my junior year, I was pretty big. I was like 250 pounds, and eventually just got to a point where I was like, nah. And then he put me in boxing, and I was super happy and excited. You know, I started, and eventually I started liking it. I was like, dude, I love this. Like, I'm gonna go pro or amateur, at least something. And that's when my coach was all like, you know what, bro? Like, if you drop the weight, like, you're gonna have some good fights coming up. And that's when I freaking told myself, like, you know what, dude? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna wake up at 4 a.m. I'm gonna go on 10-mile runs before school. Don't care. I'm gonna get home at 6, 7, whatever time it is. Take a shower and go to school. And I was doing that for a long time. I said I did that for like a good 8-10 months consistently. But during that time, you know, obviously because of the sweat and all that, my face would break out. So I would go to school and people would call me bacteria. Not even that. They would be like, hey, Phil, there's bacteria. And I was just like, you know what? It is what it is. Like, let me cook real quick. Let me cook. You know, I'm going to drop the weight and watch what's going to happen. And you know what? Yeah, eventually, dude, I dropped all that freaking weight, turned it into muscle. And all those people that were calling me that, they were like, damn, how'd you do that? How'd you do that? How'd you lose that much weight? But yeah, dude, I mean, it was dedication. Even my dad didn't believe me when I was waking up that early. He was like, nah, I give you a week. You're going to stop. But nah, dude, I kept going, dude. I kept going. I didn't care, dude. Yeah.
So were you trying to prove the haters wrong?
Basically, dude, like I always wanted to prove the haters wrong. Ever since I was a little kid, you know, when everyone thought. I remember this one time I was in 5th grade. I had gotten in really big trouble where we had a meeting with the district. It was bad. and they told my mom, they were like, your son's not gonna be nothing besides leading gangs or in prison. And I still remember it to this day. But I just remember hearing that, and then like seeing her face cry and all that, it kind of hit me like in a different way. It was like, damn, bro, like why do I do these things? You know, I've always been a bad kid, but I've always been smart in school wise, and it was just annoying. It still hits me to this day, which I mean, I'm glad I still have that to look back on, because it hits me like in a different way where it's like that same person that said that, watch, just give me a few years, let me get my degree, let me finish my service, and I'm gonna prove everyone wrong one day, watch.
Wait. Well, how come you want to go into the service?
So right now I'm currently getting my degree in criminal justice at Cal State LA.
Uh-huh.
And it's always been something that interests me. I've always wanted to make a homeland security in the drug operations, like be the ones that lead task for like bounty hunting almost. It's always,
okay.
I don't know. It's always been something that's like caught in my eye. I've never wanted a job behind a desk. That's never been like me.
Yeah.
I want to be out in the field. So right now I'm trying to get my criminal justice degree, and I figured like, hey, like you know what, dude, like right now that I'm like going to school and all that,
Yeah.
why not just join the reserves, dude? Like it's not gonna cost me that much. It's gonna be extra money as well.
Right.
And then it's something that a lot of people they can't say that they have. It's like a pride of honor, you know what I mean? And so I told myself like, dude, I'm just gonna try it. So I tried out the Marines, and I went on my own. I didn't even tell them that I was gonna do it. I went on my own. I didn't want to tell them because I was like, dude, like nah, my parents would probably get like really scared, you know. So I tried the Marines. I did everything, did MABs, did the overnight stay, did all that.
Yeah.
And come to find out, because I popped my shoulder in boxing, they didn't take me in. So I had to get a waiver. So I did everything I could. I went to the doctors. I did the rehab therapy. I paid all the money for that. Got the paper. And sure enough, they were like, nope, sorry, you can't. And I was just like, damn, like any ordinary person would have probably stopped.
Yeah.
But I was like, nah, you know what, dude? I'm going to try the Army, dude. Like, it is what it is. Like, it may not be the elite of the elite, but you know what? Something's something. And at the end of the day, I need something on my resume that shows that I have, like, that experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I went to the Army. Same thing. Didn't tell no one. Kept it to myself. I didn't have to go to MEPS, thankfully, because all my records transferred over.
Yeah.
But sure enough, yeah, my recruiter got my waiver approved, all that, everything got approved, and I was just like, bro, like finally, like that's it, like now I can just relax. Got my ship out day, and yeah, I mean now I leave this Monday coming up, dude. So that's gonna be something I add to my resume. But another reason is because you know how they also pay for college.
Yeah.
So I told myself like I'm gonna take advantage and also get my degree in criminology and criminal law.
Yeah.
Just so I can have my resume stacked and no one can deny me. They're going to be like, damn, like this kid has 3 degrees. He has 10, 15 years in the service. Like, who's not going to want me at that point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the resume is going to speak for itself, huh?
Yeah, FBI, DEA, here I come, dude. Hopefully in the future,
Yeah.
Homeland. Maybe run for governor, dude, or president one day. I don't know.
President Basa, Governor Basa.
A lot of people would be in shock to hear that one, dude.
Hey, why not, man? Shoot for the stars.
Nah, seriously, that's what I'm saying. Like, why not give it a try? You know, the worst I can do is fail. Like my dad always says, like the worst that can happen is a no. Why not just shoot it until you find out? So that's what I'm hopefully do. Maybe when I turn 40, 50, you never know. Ex-military, have all my degrees, maybe get like a minor in politics. I don't know.
Why not, man? Politics is pretty crazy right now already. Anyway, it's just fucking god awful right now.
Seriously.
It's a shit show more than anything.
Yeah, shit looks bad right now, dude. That was one thing that scared everyone. They were like, bro, you're joining at the wrong time. Like, you're gonna get deployed. I told myself, I was like, you know what? Like, if it happens, it happens. And to me, in my eyes, like, it would be a blessing. Because, I mean, having that under your belt, deployment, it's something not everyone gets. Because, obviously, not everything in a bad time happens. So I kind of looked at it like, I was like, damn, like, it's kind of scary. But I have a deployment under my resume, dude. Like, that's gonna look even more stacked. But,
hey, look, we got a friend who he was deployed during the Iraq War.
Oh, shoot.
And, I mean, yeah, you know, he fucked up his back and whatnot. But not saying that, like, you're going to get injured or whatever.
No, yeah.
But you could just file claims to the military. I mean, like he says, it's a bitch. Like, you have to do a lot of paperwork, a lot of proof. Like,
Fuck.
you know, but there's money out there for you. So, like, you know, if you, let's just say you get, like, a small injury and you file an insurance claim for it, you'll get like a pension out of it.
Yeah.
And you'll just get money in general. I think right now the Army, because they need people desperately, I think they're elevating their pensions after retirement.
Well, it was actually crazy because when I joined, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of did get like a just an ordinary job right now, because I just something like me is I like to test the waters. I like to see where I stand, if I like it, if I don't like it. So I got logistics, which I mean, it's not bad. It's like transportation of like all the equipment and all that, warehouse and pues and all that. So I mean, it is what it is right now. But I'm thinking once I come out, I think I'm gonna go another 4, but I'm gonna do active. I'm gonna see if I could do an infantry. And I was also thinking that as soon as I finish those 10, bro, like, why not try Navy SEALs, dude? Like that would be so badass and like so honorable in my eyes. Like, dude, if I can make Navy SEALs, like, I can pretty much do anything that I put my mind to. I think that's something that I might try out like in the next 10, 15 years. Yeah.
Hey, so let's start from your childhood. Like, what was your child or pops too? Like, what was his childhood like? Was he just a kid with full of freaking energy? Like,
Nah, dude.
was he a ball of energy?
Yeah, he was. He's always been full of energy. He was that kid that in school he would hit the other kids.
Oh, fuck.
He would. The teacher would always call us. You know what I mean?
It was bad.
It was. We were always there though. You know what I mean? We were always present.
Which mine's just getting closer to the mic.
Yeah.
That perfect, so we can hear a little
Yeah, no problem. So during we actually put him in daycare. So daycare right here.
Private schools too,
Kinder
dude.
care. And sure enough, he got kicked out of there. You know what I mean? Because he was just messing. He was hitting people. He would run them over with the little tricycle. You know what I mean? And he wasn't even in kindergarten, man.
Dude, that was bad.
So his mom would always call me crying at work. Hey, like I gotta go pick him up. They don't want him here no more. And we're like, man, all right, you know what? Let's go. So she would go pick him up. But sure enough, he would get home, and I'm not gonna sit there and oh well, it's okay. I would yell at him. I would what I had to do. You know what I mean? I didn't know better. You know what I mean? So I did we did what we could with whatever we had. Sure enough, he went to kindergarten. Same deal again. He got kicked out of
St. Lucy's, no? St. Francis?
I can't remember this school over here. I don't remember that school, but it's down the street from our house. So he got kicked out of that school. Merwin. Then after that,
that was in 5th grade.
That was in 5th grade.
Yeah.
Okay.
For kinder, I got kicked out over there by freaking Citrus, St. Lucy's.
Oh yeah, that's true. We put it. So we also put him in. So my wife was going to college, right?
Oh, okay.
So we put him in Citrus. Same thing, dude. He got kicked. He got kicked out of there. But we were always there, and like I always said, that since day one until this day, it's difficult to get the truth off of my son. I tell him, I think that's, if you ask him, what is the ethic that I always carry is just tell me the truth. Just say the truth. And nowadays, maybe it can be difficult for kids to say the truth. Afraid of what parents, or they don't want to hurt their parents. But in all reality, let's come to the real world, right? Let's be in the real world. Let's not be in this little fake world where if I don't say the truth, everything's going to be okay. The reality is if you man up and you say the truth, eventually parents are the ones that are always going to be there for their kids. Most importantly, who has their back? And that was one thing until this day. And I always say to myself, you know what? I taught him what I taught him. It's gonna be that one day where he's gonna realize that, you know what, I gotta man up. Me personally, like I said, I told him, man, I was in nursing, and to this day, I'm never gonna lie about something. If that means that I didn't give a med or something like that, it's not something that you want to lie about. You know what I mean? So you have to say the truth. But for him, it was very difficult. He got kicked out of that school. He went to Merwin. Got kicked out of Merwin. He also went to where was it?
Manzanita.
Manzanita. Got kicked out there too. Yeah, then after that, me and my wife, we put him into a private school, at St. Lucy's. And at the time, obviously we weren't making money, man. We were just living day by day like everybody else. But she managed to talk to the teacher and say, like, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and volunteer. And the teacher said, okay, then we'll go ahead and give you an extra day. And we're looking at everybody else, like, with these, like, big freaking cars, like, brand new cars, and here we are with, like, a little little beater, you know.
Yeah.
That right there, it's like it's tough, but
It's almost intimidating, right?
it is. But one thing I always showed him is, don't ever let other people's influence or what you see influence yourself. You get what I mean?
Right.
So that right there was really tough, but we were able to manage it. Once again, he got kicked out there, and so that from that point on, we went to what is it?
Lindor?
No, the Catholic St. Francis.
Oh.
Went to St. Francis, right? And there's a teacher there. I'm not gonna say any names, right? But didn't like him because of the way he would hit kids. I guess, you know, I mean, sometimes it wasn't intentional, but he was already tagged from the previous school.
Yeah. So he had a record on him.
So he had a record, correct?
Okay.
Yeah, because they asked why is he here, right? So, even though another teacher gave a good recommendation for him, you know, ultimately, he ended up getting kicked out of there too. But the weird part of it all is, you would think Catholic, because we're Catholic, right?
Yeah.
Their Catholic should be able to help us, right?
Yeah.
Or tell us what should we be doing to help him. That wasn't the case. It was just like, he can't be here.
They probably thought it was the devil, dude.
I mean,
Seriously.
and then short story too on that part is the principal never wanted to work with us. Come to find out, like a year later, she got fired for stealing.
Oh, not a surprise. Stealing money, I assume.
So stealing money, correct?
Of course. Yeah, of course.
So what do you do there? Who's supposed to be helping you, man? Who, you know? How do we straighten things out? If you can't straighten your own school system, how do you expect to help other kids? But yet here we are, putting our face to what we're doing. You know, just tell us how can we put this together. And unfortunately, that didn't happen. So he got kicked out of there. He finally went to Washington Elementary, and at Washington he was there for a while. He was there for a while. You know, at that point in time, I was volunteering a lot. My wife was volunteering a lot, and he was a little bit more controllable, I would say, especially because the teacher knew the background of him, and she said, like, you know what, I have a son too, and I understand. So she was able to, hey, you know what, you got to sit over here a little bit by yourself, you know. But she would tell us, like, well, the reasons why, right? Because nowadays you put a kid in the corner, and the parents are like, why is my kid in the corner, right? But you have to understand these things. If you understand them, then how can we help a kid when the parents are the ones that don't want to put their part into it, right?
I spent a lot of time in the corner. I was small.
So,
wow.
So we did that, and you know what? Honestly, I thank that teacher. That teacher knows who she is, and she did a lot to this day. I think my wife still has her on social media, because honestly, there's very few people that put not their job too, but their reputation, right?
Yeah.
Their reputation is on the line. So she vouched a lot for Jesse, a lot. Like, the principal was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if he's a good candidate here again, because once again, another powerful incident. He took a chair off a kid. And the kid fell, bumped his head. But once again, like I said, tell me the truth. It took like ripping teeth to tell me the truth. But then we got a phone call from the principal that the parents were very upset, and they wanted us to pay for the hospital bill. And once again, we're like, you know what? We'll take full responsibility. My wife, crying or whatever it was, she called the other kid's mom, and the mom was very upset. We took care of it, and after that, probably after 2 payments, the mom said, you know what? I know you guys. You guys are really good people. This was an accident. But at the moment, it's like, maybe she probably thought like we didn't care or something, right? Mm-hmm. But so she got a different totally vibe after that. It ended up being that him and that little kid were also good friends after that. And even the mom would talk to us really, because we were not like trying to start anything or deny anything. You know what I mean? We took full responsibility. Yeah. That's something that I need for Jesse to understand, and I believe he does, that we have to take responsibility to our actions, right? We have to take that. That's very important. But yeah, we did that, man. And we put him in Glendora District after that, which he was doing great. He was doing good. We had him, in sports, stuff like that. He would always help me though. Growing up, he was always with me.
One thing about Glendora, dude, is I freaking hated it. Felt like I was a black crown in a white box. Shit was bad, bro. I didn't like it at all. Yeah, I didn't really have any friends in Glendora, dude, at all. Zero.
There was no raza or what?
Nah, there was no raza, dude. It was all freaking güeros, and that's it. Yeah, I only had I want to say 2-3 friends, bro. And one of them was actually he was one of my best friends, dude. He showed me everything, and when I got to high school, but even in middle school, I talked to him a little bit too. He was a grade above me, so I didn't start talking to him. I was in 7th grade. He was in 8th grade. We became best friend, and then freshman and sophomore year too, bro. He showed me around my freshman year. He showed me everywhere, because obviously most of those kids, they would go to Glendora High School after school, and obviously me, I couldn't do that. I had to catch the bus. It would take me 2-3 hours to get home, and there would be times where I'd be like, "Fuck, I forgot quarters, dude." So I'd have to walk, and if I walked, I was just be like, "No, I'm walking to my grandma's house," and that was an hour and a half walk. So I would walk in, and I'd be like, "Screw it, my fault. I forgot quarters." But yeah, most of those kids, they would go to Glendora High School right after school, have fun, kick it. I would catch the bus. So my freshman year, that kid actually showed me around, and we would always talk, hang out. He was in football, we'd mess around. And come to find out, dude, I want to say it's my sophomore year, that fool, his mom called my other friend's mom, and she told him, she was like, "Our son's in the hospital, he's dead," and he had overdosed on fentanyl.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I don't let anybody too much on him, but that shit hurt me a lot, because I was like, damn, that was my first true friend that I ever had.
Yeah.
He showed me everywhere. And then I went to his we did it during school. We had a vigil during school. We did that. But even then, to this day, I still post about him. I'll be running, I'll take a picture of the sun. I'll be like, "Yo, thank you, bro, for making the sun shine," or something like that,
Yeah.
So it just sucks, dude. He was only 15.
Yeah, he was young.
And I was just damn, and seeing him from one day and the next day he's gone, it's just damn, dude. I don't know, dude. I'm a very sensitive person. It didn't just hit me in a different way. But I want to say it was my sophomore year where, again, once he was gone, I started getting involved with the wrong crowd again. And I was kicking it with what you would call stoners and all that. I wouldn't do what they would do, but eventually I sold those nicks. I was doing stupid stuff, doing that. Eventually my dad caught me, and that's when my dad said, "Nah, you know what, you're done." He pulled me out of that school, and then that's when I went to Northview. And at Northview, I want to say, you guys know too, my whole sophomore year, my whole junior year, I was obviously known as the peleador, the fighter in the bathroom. Straight running fades.
Well, see, that's when Dad, as you know, I was a sub, and that I was subbing for this one teacher, and I suffer a lot because she was going through personal things were going on in her life, and in that class he was there, and I remember I don't know if he was, I think you were still friends with him. I don't remember his name right now.
Ooh.
He had a funny
my boy Troncoso?
Troncoso, yeah.
My boy right there, Navy.
Yeah, Troncoso.
Hey, shout out to my boy. He's in the Navy now, dude. He graduated.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Well, yeah, Troncoso. I remember he'd wear I'm like, bro, it's springtime. Why is this fool wearing a beanie? And
yeah, that fool was
and then he would be you'd be right there with him, and this would be you on the laptop. I was like, why is this guy looking at me?
Always keeping trucha.
Yeah, and they're like, "Can I use the restroom?" You could be back 30 minutes later. I never said anything, but I never talked. I never talked to him, but I know he was. I think he respected that. I guess I was allowing him to do what he want, but I was always nice to him. I never
yeah.
Because there's other students that even as a sub, you're gonna get disrespected. So I have to expect it. But with him, I told him, "Hey, bro, just do your work." He would do it real quick, and then he would leave. I would say in that sense, he was responsible. He would, "Oh, let me knock this out real quick, and then I'll go do whatever I was doing outside of class. But yeah, his sophomore year, that's when I got to know him, and then, well, junior year is, I think that's when we started that's when we started to get to know each other.
Yeah.
And I knew that you were gonna come, and I asked my brother, "Hey, so how did all that dad and son start?" And he told me the story that I guess he was subbing, and how'd it go? How'd it go?
I think because you found out that my name was Jesse and I knew your name was Jesse.
Yeah.
And I said something like Tocayos, and then
But it was also too because I was like, bro, I can never figure out who the fuck who's who.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Literally,
Yeah.
dude, I could never figure it out. So I was like, I'm gonna call them both dad. And I'll be in the hallways too. I didn't care. I was like, you know what? Everybody can say whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
I'll be in the hallways and I'll be like, yo, dad, you gonna sub in my class? And mijo, I'll be there right now. Yeah, dude, that shit was funny.
right,
In the
yeah.
halls, everyone looking. I didn't care though. That was my personality. I didn't care. I was just a funny person.
And that's what I enjoy, because it's just like there was no consequences of just calling him dad. It was
Yeah. And then even then, most of those kids at that school, they all act out hard and shit. So.
yeah, I got the receipts here when I wrote you that letter.
Oh, you saved it?
I have it with me.
Oh shoot! The letter rec, huh?
I'll just send it to you. I'll put it on the big screen.
That's not fair. I never seen it.
What is that?
I did send it
letter
to you. I remember you said that your mom was
Letter recommendation for
that
college.
your mom was crying.
okay.
Or you can.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
yeah. I showed my mom. I started crying. It's true.
Yeah, I put. He'll have it up right now. I had the pleasure of knowing Jesse Basa for over 4 years. Well, it was 3, but
Yeah.
gotta make it in.
Gotta
Gotta
make it
twist it a
sound
little
better.
bit. He is by far the student that I've seen make the biggest change in his life, which is true.
Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there it is.
Have you read this? Wait.
I don't think he's right.
What's your dad's name?
Jesse.
Oh, so triple tocayos.
Triple Tocayos.
shit.
Oh shit. Okay.
Triple Tocayos.
Or OG Jesse, have you read this?
No, I don't think so. I probably, but it's
been a long time.
It's been a while, so But yeah, honestly, all these any recommendation letters, and I think that's really a positive thing. I tell Jesse I just opened up my boxes. We've been moving and stuff.
Yeah.
But I opened up some boxes and I said, look at my teachers that they gave me some recommendations. I think that's something where parents need to advocate and more importantly reach out to the teachers, or more importantly the principals. Though I feel like all that is kind of dying off.
It is,
You
yeah,
really
it
care
is,
about
and I
his
think
antennas?
a big factor is from COVID, just because his generation, they've lost already the sense of how to communicate,
Right.
and you see it. That's coming from me, who was a quiet person,
Right.
And the older I've gotten, whatever happened in my past traumas, past events, it gets to a point where it's just like, oh, who cares? Like, you got to try it. Yeah, I was always reserved, and I remember asking someone a question, it was a hard thing. Like, even going in and asking something like, hey, there's something wrong with my burger. Like I
Right.
was always timid and shy because I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know, embarrassed or timid. All that stuff affected me. But seeing them, I think with the whole COVID thing, being, stuck at home or whatever the case is, they lost a little bit of how to communicate.
Right.
And it's funny, and it's easy for us to kind of communicate with the students because, if we don't have to teach, or if they don't ask questions, it's easy just to reach out to someone. We can't reach everyone. We try, but
Right.
with the ones we do, it's like, look at us now. Who would have thought that we still have contact with him even after out of high school?
Right.
Yeah. And it goes a long way because
does.
because you never know. With some students, even with us coaching, that was another step that helped us out personally. But even then, just kind of reaching out. I remember not just him, but even other students. They asked my brother, "Hey, can you help me out with the resume?"
Yeah.
And then we did what we could. And sometimes we'd be like, "Hey, you just gotta,
Yeah.
put a little extra in there." But
Yeah.
you kind of learn from there. But for us, it was kind of easy to reach out to him. Like I said, he was kind of a troublemaker. There was an incident where a student was like, "Yeah, this kid's always he's always just being annoying. He's always because you were teasing someone."
Yeah, I was fucking
I
raging.
was like, yeah, and they were getting kind of fed up with it. I was like, all right, I'm gonna keep an eye out. But then later I just figured out he's just being a kind of a class clown. But then it would catch me up guard because then I would start laughing. I was like, oh, dude, yeah, but but then after, I don't know, it's just something hit. I wrote it on that thing too. So I'll try to send it to you again. But I don't know, it's just something changed, and it's just man, it's night and day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, aside from being in trouble at school, you know, I would do my sports and whatnot. And then, honestly, it was like, what, my freshman year, huh? Sophomore year that we started doing everything, huh? Or even before that, I want to say, like, in middle school, we were doing little yard sales at the house, Halloween and stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember I would be on my knees setting up the stuff. We didn't have tables. We didn't have nada. We started off with nothing. Just 2 easy ups, tarp on the floor, and the product, you know. Obviously, our main thing was Halloween. So we would do that. And then I wouldn't say it was like a few years later. Eventually, we started progressing and whatnot. Yeah. And then we started getting tables. And I was like, finally, dude, like, I don't got to be on my knees no more, dude. And just knowing that we had a table, dude, like, it's crazy. Like, not a lot of people would care. But to me, I got super happy. I was like, finally, I'm not going to be on my knees no more, dude. Thank God.
Yeah, you got to appreciate that. Like, dang, now I have a table.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy. And even then, like, even throughout high school, I would go to the swap with my dad. You know, I would see kids from school. You can even ask my dad, dude. I'd be in the front right there, like, hey, pásale todo, but I would be screaming, dude. Like, I didn't care. Because, like, dude, like, to me, dude, that was, like, I took that as, like, me and my dad were bonding. You know, I was having the fun of my life. I didn't care. Because in all reality, you know, people would say waking up at 4 in the morning sucks. But to me, dude, I don't know. It didn't suck to me. Like, I had a lot of fun. Like, even to this day, I'll be like, damn, we got to go back, dude. So I told my dad, I was like, now that I got my license spot, like, stay home. I'm going to go do it myself now. I'm going to take over the freaking Swami, dude. Watch. But yeah, I mean, throughout high school, we'd always do that.
Wait, how'd you guys start, like, the business of, like, selling, you know, doing the Halloween yard sale? And
Honestly,
then the winter, like, how did that start?
That's pretty weird. I don't even know how we got into that category. I think I just remember, you bought a pallet, huh? You bought a pallet off of credit, dude.
Yeah, so the crazier part is so I got a pallet, right? Yeah. Cause I've been seeing all these people, you know, and I've always been into trying to sell stuff, right? That's kind of, but I figure, you know what? I have a job, so that was gonna be my hobby, right? And to this day, honestly, it is a hobby, but it's a hobby where I'm dedicated to it. Honestly, to be honest, I'm 100% dedicated to it, and it takes a lot from me, and I only want the best for my customers, no less. You know, so it that eats me 100%. But it all started off. Oh yeah, you know what? Let's go buy a pallet. But I didn't have any money, but I had a credit card, right? And I found this guy on I think it was like Facebook, and then I call him. Hey, do you have? Yeah, I still have the pallet. And so I went to his house. And then I asked him. He's all like, it's 1,300. And I'm all like, oh, do you accept credit card? He's all like, yeah. But that was weird because to this day, no one buys a pallet on credit card. No one.
No.
Not. I wouldn't even sell one. You know what I mean? So it was just like, what? Okay. So he ran it. It went through. Dude, I was like happy. Like, I loaded it up. I got home. I told Jesse, hey, we went through it. I think we probably spent like 2 months going through it in detail. You know, writing, oh, this is this much, this is this much, this is what it is.
Were you guys doing research as
that's exactly. We're doing research.
Oh,
okay. Jesse was the one I would be like, hey, here, research that and put it on a little sticky of what it is. Think about how much time we spent doing that.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, we stayed up to like 2-3 in the morning on fucking school nights, bro.
Yep. And sometimes I would feel bad and be like, man, like, what am I doing, you know? But like, nah, we got to keep going. My wife too would be like, oh, like, this is for this is for that, and we were like, put it to the side. We started putting it up on eBay, and afterwards we're like, no way I'm gonna make my money back. There's no way. But then I said, you know what? I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna separate myself from the rest. Where you just kind of like now there's bin stores, right? Kind of just sell right?
There's one right here on like Roland, or what is it, Puente?
Yeah, so
Dahul or whatever.
Right, there's a lot. There's a lot of bin stores, you know, and good for them, you know. They're hustling their stuff. Yeah. I just always said to myself, you know what, how can I be different, you know? So as we were looking at the stuff, we made sure the stuff wasn't broken. We made sure the stuff was complete. The stuff worked, right? And then it would basically move on to the next tier, to Jesse here, research it, write it down, and then we would make a posting, take a picture. So for him, he was learning all that. And sure enough, we started putting it on eBay. I remember one night, one item sold for $300. And
Damn.
Yeah, it was like some bicycle pedals, huh?
we put it at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
By 7 o'clock in the morning, it was sold when I woke up.
Dude, we were so fucking happy,
And
dude.
$300. And I was like, what the heck, right?
Yeah, dude.
So you
And
made
then-
a quarter of.
Yeah, and then after that, there was this other.
But think about it, that's just one item.
That's
though.
what I mean. Of one
Yeah,
item,
that's
you already
one
made
item.
a quarter.
Fuck.
A quarter.
So
So
back.
then there was this other item too that was like phones, right? Remember the phones?
Oh,
It
yeah,
was-
yeah, yeah.
It was like a 4-pack of phones, right? And I'm like, no way someone's gonna buy these phones, right? But they were brand new, and when Jesse researched them, they were like, I think like $180. So I put them for $100. Sure enough, we put them that night. The next night, sold. We're like, dude, okay, we're going somewhere now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We're going somewhere. And there was like other items, 50, 100, and they kept rolling. I think in a matter of a month, I was able to make the 1,500 back on eBay, and incur the shipping and incur the what they take away, right? So,
Oh, okay.
but
Obviously,
it
we
was
made probably like a little bit more than that.
but it was a lot of work, right? It was a lot of work, and we still had a bunch of a lot of merchandise. And then at that point in time, we decided, you know what, let's do the yard sale, because it was a lot of work, man.
Oh yeah.
And then we got Halloween stuff too, and that's kind of where we started off.
we started shipping into Halloween when we got all those dinosaur costumes, huh?
Yeah,
We were freaking shipping those things like crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Dinosaur costumes?
I remember getting home, and my dad would come and be like, "Hey, like FaceTime me right now." And I would FaceTime him, go to the computer, and he would tell me what to do, because I never knew how to work the eBay at that time. All I knew how to do was package and research.
Yeah.
And he would tell me how to do it. And sure enough, obviously I knew how to repackage it, so all I had to do was print out the label. And then he would be, all right, please take it to the post office by 4. And I was like, fuck, dude, like I don't even have a bike, I don't have nothing. So I'll go walking to the post office, dude.
Yeah.
I'll fill up my backpack. It wasn't a lot. I want to say it was like probably like 3, 4. Probably the most I ever had was 7.
Yeah.
And then I'll just put them in my backpack, and I'm like, fuck it, like I'm gonna go walking, like it's like $40 that I have in each one right here.
yeah. Dinosaur costumes at that
Bro,
time,
we
man.
were killing it, dude.
It was hot. So I got offered I think like I would say like probably like 1,000 to 1,500 pieces, right?
Damn.
And at the time, they were selling to me for, I think it was like $12. That was still a lot, right? That was still a lot, but
Yeah.
I kind of knew, like I kind of knew, you know, what it was worth, and most importantly, man, it's not just doing the research, but it's trying the product, and we have pictures to this day, raw pictures where I took Jesse to the park, it's hot, and here, wear it, put it on,
Yeah, bro.
you know, and go do tricks, go do these things, you know, we would do like TikToks, like
Was that just to get the attention?
Yeah.
we
for
thought that was what we thought that's what
it
you're
would go
supposed
viral.
to
It
do,
would
right?
go viral.
Oh,
But-
got it. Okay.
So we did it what everybody did. So, but then again, the principle comes into play where if you sell the product, try the product, right?
Yeah.
That's where it comes in.
It was fucking hot.
So
though,
then I
bro.
said to myself, I'm all like, you know what? We didn't go viral, you know, but this didn't even work. But you know what we did do? We took pictures, we tried it, we used them, they work,
And we learned.
and we learned a lot from it. So at that point in time, we were selling them. I was trying to kill the market from eBay, from everybody else. They were selling them at 40. We were selling them at 30. They were selling. Then they dropped it to 30. I still put it down to $29, and we were just hammering. Like,
Remember, dude, that guy even made like he bought something off of him, and he gave him a bad comment, like just like to be a dick. And I was like, damn, I still get messed up.
but
he
yeah.
has a lot of good comments though.
yeah, our eBay account was a power account, and
It's
it's still
just fucking stacked.
it's still alive at this current moment. It's really positive. I don't have my account. That's not like doesn't have negatives and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's a top tier account.
All 5 stars.
To this day, I still have it. And one thing is because of like I said, if you put the effort into what you're doing and you put the effort into it, I think customers are gonna appreciate it. You know, less returns, less. You didn't specify how it was. So when you do things correctly, not every time it's gonna be correct because you can't please everybody, right?
Right.
Oh, of course. Yeah. You definitely know. There's always gonna be that one person that just wants to be a dick for no reason.
And sometimes, honestly, the way I see it like this is, to be quite honest, I don't even see it that way. I see it more like, you know what? They expected more, but that's okay. that's okay. Cause guess what? If we sit here and we cry about it or we think bad about it, it's gonna eat more. It's gonna eat us more alive, right?
Yeah.
So you know what? It's fine. You know what? I always tell him, like, he'll be like, no, Dad, I tested it out. It worked. And he's all like, they returned it. I'm all like, just give him another one, man. No, I tested it in front of them.
She pisses me off. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like giving them their stuff back because it's like, bro, I tested it out in front of you, bro. You told me a word, and you took it. I remember I had to call him one time because my grandpa was there, and so like I wanted to fight me, dude, over a little PS Vita. That's only for like $10, dude. I told him I was like, nah, because I'm like he obviously my dad. He's always taught me like, why do you want to be dealing with that? Just give it to him, take it back. If it works, you're gonna have it again. You can resell it. But me, I don't know. I'm very hard headed. I don't care. I know I tested it out in front of you, so you're gonna take it just like that. I don't care. Like you told me it worked, you're gonna take it. And sure enough, that fool got in my face. He was pressing me. And at the time, I was like 10, huh? I was like 10 or 12.
Like 10 or 12.
Yeah, I was like 10 or 12, bro. This guy's a fucking grown ass 30-year-old man just getting in my face. And I told him, I was like, nah, I tested out in front of you, pa. Like, neta, go. And then he went to go get the managers and all that. And my grandpa shows up. He's his stepdad, so it's my step grandpa. But in my eyes, I've always seen him as my real grandpa. That's like, he's my favorite person. He went up in his face too, and I was like, damn, like you're about to get in the rocks. I'm not even gonna lie. And then the guy was in his face. He was like, vamos para allá al parque, viejito. And my grandpa told him, he was like, nah, tú no aguantas 5 rounds conmigo, pa. And I started laughing. And then sure enough, the security came and all that. They took him out. I just gave him his money back. I was like, screw it. Like, oh, wow. But, I mean, my dad's always taught me that, you know what, like, even if they're wrong or even if they're right, like, why do you want to deal with an angry customer that turns into a bunch? Everyone's looking, everyone's watching. And not even that, like, he told me, too, he was like, you could have lost us, like, our spot at the swap meet for what, for $10? And that's when it hit me, like,
oh, this was at the swap meet.
Yeah. Oh. That's when it hit me. I was like, damn, like, you know what? Like, you're right. Like, I should have just given it to him, you know? I'm over here arguing for $10 when that could have realistically turned into, oh, you're kicked out the swap meet, don't come back.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, damn, like, yeah, he's right. And ever since then, I just take it like, you know what? The customer's always going to be right. Screw it. Like, you know what? I'm going to take it as at the end of the day, like, they're always going to be right, dude. You can't argue with them. But, yeah, I took that lesson right there just as, like, don't argue over, like, $1, over 10, over 20. Because at the end of the day, it can be something much worse. Yeah.
Was it your dad was saying, okay, that customer didn't want it, but someone else is gonna buy it?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's when I was like, damn, like, you know, he's right. My dad's always been right, dude. I'm just always hard headed.
There's actually been times where we have a customer that's I would say difficult for him or somebody else that's helping us, right? And they come and they'll tell me, hey man, you know what? This customer will be like, you know what? No, like, you know what? Just give him what he wants and take care of him. If he wants his money back, give him his money back. If he wants the exchange, give him an exchange. You know. And sure enough, I go and they're like, you know what? I just want to exchange it. I'm all like, okay, not a problem, man. You know what? We're gonna go ahead and test it out with you. Just call me, you know, like respectfully, you know.
Yeah,
and then
right.
that customer ends up being a long time customer.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
You know, so imagine if I would have been like, oh, all right, I'm gonna get, like, you know, no, that's not how you do business. If not, man, I wouldn't be in this business, man. Honestly, this is, like I always said, this is a hobby. You got to treat it the way it's supposed to be treated. I wish that there's more people out there that can, I would say, guide the new entrepreneurs out. But the reality of things is, in starting business and stuff like that, it almost seems like it's hush hush. Like no one wants to give you the secrets, the truth. No one wants to see you succeed, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't see it like that. I see it more like no one wants to help you.
I'm not gonna lie, like,
You know?
there's been times where we go by pallets, like our first few times, we didn't know what the hell we were doing. And my dad, I remember going with my dad, just to go obviously and help him out, you know? Our first few years, I remember we went all the way to Bakersfield, huh?
Oh yeah.
And we were there for auctions.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know what to do. And I remember my dad asking someone, you know, we were both tired. Because we freaking wake up early, dude. You gotta wake up, we gotta be like at 5. That means that we gotta wake up like at 3. And I remember my dad would ask people, and they would turn them down. And I was just like, damn, like that sucks. Like I wish I could help you. I don't even know what the hell to do either.
Yeah.
I'm just a tag along. But sure enough, like a few years later, you know, we got the hang of it. We got the concept. And now that people ask him, I like to keep my mouth shut. I don't care. And I'm not gonna lie. I keep my mouth shut sometimes. Obviously, I'm not gonna tell you where I get it, but I'm gonna tell you how to start. But my dad, he'll be like, you know what, bro? Like I remember even to my cousins when they wanted to make money, when she moved away, and she was with her boyfriend or whatever, she wanted to make money. And my dad was like, here, I'll front you the product, pay me when you sell it. What kind of person do you think is gonna do that ever? Even if they're not even family, dude. I remember he would do that to my friends too. He'd be like, here, sell the product, pay me later. And I was just like, damn, like.
That's
honestly,
a lot
dude,
of trust, man.
Yeah, with all due respect, dude, like my dad's like just one of those people where like no matter how many people turn him down, like he doesn't turn anybody down. That's one thing that I respect about him is like, because in this game, in the business game that we're in, like everyone stays quiet. No one's gonna talk to you. No one's gonna tell you nothing. Everyone wants the money and they want to see you lose. It's the bottom line.
I think it's more about the like I said, the guidance and the misperception sometimes, and I feel that, you know what, the sun comes up for everybody, man. You know, it's not just for one person. You know, if you really want to make it, you got to put the effort into it, and the time, and you have to have that drive. Not everybody has it, you know. But sometimes I say to myself, I'm gonna find that person. And they're gonna be good. I'm not the best. I don't consider myself the best. Like I said, this is a hobby. That turned into a business, you know. But yeah, giving advice, I feel that there's nothing wrong with it because everybody's gonna treat it the way they want to treat it. I always say, take what's good, throw away the rest. You know, there's a couple of people, and you can vouch for me. When we started doing the Swami, they're like, "How do I get into it?" One of my friends from church.
Oh yeah.
And then, sure enough, I gave him. I even went to his house and gave him classes. How about that, right?
How to sell online.
How to sell online. How to get the product. What product? Research it, right? All these little classes. And then my wife was like, "Why are you doing that? Like, wait, you're stressing yourself, right?" Because I'm like, "Oh, I gotta go," you know. So I go there and I'm telling them, and then sometimes I catch myself like, "What am I doing? Like, are they really paying attention?" Because they're kind of like, "Okay, yeah," you know. And sure enough, they actually got the concept, and right now,
dude, they're big right now, dude.
They're doing really good. They have about 6 or 8 spaces. That's a lot, dude. That's a lot.
Isn't the rent expensive itself as well?
Yeah, the rent. Yeah, so they're doing really good, and then
but they even sell us stuff too that we can't find. So it's like a win-win.
So now sometimes I tell them, "Hey man, what do you got? You know what, Jesse? I got this, I got that." I'm like, "All right, man. You know what? Give me a couple of pieces. That way I don't have to buy a lot, right? Give me some of this. All right, cool, yeah." And then sometimes I'll be like, "Hey man, you know what? I got a lot of this stuff. Oh yeah, I'll go and grab some, you know, stuff like that." So it's a win-win situation. Like at the end of the day, but like I always said. You have to put the effort into it. It's not gonna you can't just, "Oh yeah, this is what I want to do." You know. In fact, like I was mentioning to you guys, I have 2 of my cousins that started off with whatnot.
You guys see me? You guys see my reel whatnot?
Yes. Yeah.
So that's something that we recently started doing too now.
Yeah. So on that end, we started it. You know, we didn't know anything. Zero. You know, when we started, and it flew pretty good. It flew pretty good where we had consistent viewers. But right now, haven't done it for a while because I don't have time. But yeah, like I set them up, and she's seen firsthand. I think on one night, I did almost 24 hours, and at that one night, I think we sold like 1,000.
That shit was crazy, bro.
1,800. And she was just amazed. She was just like, "Wow, you know, like, what? Can't believe this is possible." And it was just like, yeah, you just got to keep going, though. You got to, you know, and I set them up. I showed them to like I said, you know what? What is it, man? Showing somebody else, you're not going to be more, you're not going to be less. You know, it's just sometimes there's tricks and there's different strategies that people don't know, but if they would know that, it would basically lead them a little further to success, right?
Yeah.
And no one never knows, but these people, if they become successful, they might just come back and say, "You know what? Thank you."
It's an investment. 'Cause, you know, your investments, you could be like, well, you said you were giving the guy the classes. You were spending I don't know how long you spent with the dude, but it was like you probably spent like maybe 4 or 5 hours just telling him how to rent the space, how to get the stuff. You know, and your investments, it can either go up or down. And maybe at the time, from what your wife was saying, it looked like, why are you spending all this time stressing yourself out? So the investment was down, but in reality, you invested time in the guy. Now the guy's investing time in you with when you guys like.
That is correct. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. That's what a lot of people don't see. Sometimes the reward is not seen at the moment, but eventually, it comes up. It comes up, and like I said, just think about this. Let's just say my cousins become very successful and whatnot, and they become these big people, right? They have these big sales, right?
Yeah.
And now I decide, you know what? Now I want to go, and sure enough, they start promoting me. They start putting me up, you know, and Jesse can be probably one of the other guys. So there's a couple of other guys that are there, and they promoted me, and I was like, what? Why are they promoting me?
Dude, I know on my first show I got promoted too, dude. Like $50.
Who am I? And they're like, you know what, man, you're a
fuck.
good person. And then I'm all like, you know what? Because I'm true to what I say. You know what? I'm raw, and I'm all like, follow me like on this on my social media, and they follow me. They're like, oh, because if you don't know who I am, you can't. Whatever I say doesn't matter, right? So then they started seeing. They're like, you know what? This guy's real. And then they're like, man, you know, and that I feel that's how you build relationships, and how would I say, you not only build these relationships, but other people will tend to help you in different ways, right? And in their way was promoting me, right? Instead of buying something from me, they're promoting me. They don't want the product that I'm selling them, but they want to help me, you know. And same thing with me. Like tonight, I bought some stuff, you know, off of them, and even though I don't want it, but we have to do that. I feel that the world can be a better place, and more importantly, other people can see like it is possible, and you give them that sense of faith and that sense of accomplishment that I can keep going. You know what I mean? And I've taught him. I taught Jesse this. Throughout his whole lifetime, man, and you know, I just hope one day, you know, he recognizes it for his own self, you know.
Well, I think he's seeing it live all the time. He's spending with you from the swap meet. I know he told me a story. He's like, yeah, man, like I think he was telling me about, like, you know, he was there by himself while you were doing something else. He's like, yeah, like my dad's trusting me right now with this, so I gotta sell it. He's telling me this like on a Tuesday in wood shop.
Yeah.
Like he's like, yeah, man, like he was telling me, you know, what happened during the weekend. He's like, yeah, and on the weekend, you know, like I'm gonna be by myself for a little bit while my dad's like doing something. So like he was like, man, like I gotta stay consistent, and I forget what else he was telling me, like.
Yeah, because it was exciting to me, dude. I mean, shoot, finally being able to be on my own for a little bit, knowing that my dad trusts me, like, to sell. I was like, all right, now I'm finally learning the ropes. But, I mean, aside from all that, like, obviously we went to the swap meet and all that, and we did the yard sale. Eventually we progressed. Kind of sidetracked a little bit before, but what was that? Yeah, I mean, we started off with no tables, like I said. Eventually got tables. Eventually bought an easy the ones with the freaking tubes and all that, like the ones at the swap meet.
So this is where we're going back to the yard sale.
Just kind of sidetracked.
So we're going back to yard sale. Yeah, go for it.
And then eventually bought those tubes, you know, put them up the front, screwed them in the ground and all that, whatnot. And then eventually, like, my junior year, sophomore year, I want to say, eventually now we had tables that rolled, dude, that we made on our own.
You guys made them?
Yeah. So we had those racks. It was like the black racks where they have like 1, 2, I want to say 5 shelves. And we cut the shelves like on the half so we can flip it over and then put the llantas en abajo that we bought. And on the top, you would put a piece of wood, like a long flatboard. And then on the bottom, you would put like these little holders, screw it to the top so obviously the thing wouldn't move. And that's what we use as tables, dude. It made life so much more easier, dude. So much more easier. We would roll the carts to the front every morning, product on top. Have the tarp obviously as like a little sabana, little cover, and then we wrap up the product so it wouldn't get dusty or whatnot. And I was just like, damn, like looking back at it too, you know, sometimes to this day I'm just like, damn, like we really came from nothing, literally nothing, from the selling on the floor to selling on rolling carts. It might not be something, but dude, something is like, damn, like really came a long way from just 2 easy ups to finally having like freaking 3 long party now ones. And those are expensive, dude. Those are not freaking cheap. That's why I was just like, damn.
And then I see you. I remember one day your dad was picking you up in the van.
Yeah, fuck, bro.
Yeah, I remember like I was paying it.
man. That's a Halloween van.
Yeah, well, I remember like I could tell that like 'cause the school was kind of dead, but I remember he was just looking his shoulder like, "Fuck, I'm about to get in this van." He was like speed walking to the van because I think he didn't want anyone to see him like get in the van. I saw because I was in the parking lot, so I could tell he was like embarrassed. But you know what, dude? That van, crazy enough, when you I forgot where you guys left that van. And I was taking a freshman to his house because he lived in Azusa. Because you guys would leave it in like Lark Ellen, right?
Yeah,
the
right
van
there
for a
by
little
the
bit.
Gladstone Middle School now.
Yeah, but like right there. So I was
Right there, they
taking.
sell the cocos now.
Yeah, well, they sell the. Hey, those cocos are
Dude,
they look pretty good.
No, they're good. You tried one already?
No, but I see, dude. There's always a line. I see like this like a mountain of like trash from the cocos.
We always buy some after the yard sale. We'd go support. We support Dan. We support some pancake little people. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they were right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
dude.
always told Jess, you know what, man? There's a lot of people that you know, they sell their little stuff, and obviously not the taco people like they're already established, but I'm talking about like you know, somebody that like lemonade. You know, there's some little kids
Selling orange juice.
selling orange juice from their house, and we're like, you know what, let's stop by. And looking back at it, I was never the type to do that, you know. But now that I experienced myself, I'm like, you know what? No, we gotta stop by. And
Because I assume it feels good for like it's almost like getting a little bit of attention, right?
Yeah.
Even for the little kids
the
or
little
whoever.
kids, right? When
They
you
were
said-
happy when I told them I was gonna post
said,
it.
You said I want 4 cups.
Yeah,
And
they got happy.
They went back and they see they were picking them from their own tree.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
the little kid was running around trying to get more oranges, like picking them from the tree, and so you know I think that right there itself is nothing to do, but a lot to gain from the experience, from the little from their perspective. It teaches them that it's possible.
Yeah.
And what did we lose from it?
Nothing.
10 minutes of our time to pull over. But you know what the reality is? You thought about it. People always think about it, but they never put the action into it. How many times have we gone or we seen a car accident in front of us, and yet we just drive by? When you can get off, right? How many times has it been where maybe your family member was stranded somewhere because of a flat tire, and this stranger pulls in back of them, thinking, "Oh man, they're gonna hurt me," but in reality, they want to help them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I can speak for myself. It's happened to my own family, to my own brother. This random person pulled over and said, "Hey, what's wrong with your car? Like, I have a AAA. You can use mine." And my brother was like,
Oh.
"What? Okay." And then yeah, just use it. I don't use it. And then my brother said, like, he got his number. He's like, "No, like, I'm gonna pay you back. Like, we don't do that right now. We don't do that." And that's what I'm saying is, like, it's not gonna cost us anything, but you live. I feel you can leave legacies like that and inspire other people, all for a couple of seconds of action, right?
And in return, they become grateful. It's like look at what this one person did for me. And I think the reason why you guys resonated with those little kids because it's like, well, we were once those kids with the pallets.
Correct.
So it's like it's like
It's a
full
cycle.
circle.
Yeah.
It's a full circle moment. Like we were those kids trying to sell oranges.
Yeah.
We were exactly like them. So then you become grateful and there's like some sort of humbleness by like trying to help them out. And it's just like, it's just a small act of service. It doesn't, like you said, it really doesn't cost much.
Yeah, it honestly, yeah, I can sit here and tell you stories and stories, man.
Yeah.
But the reality is, it's all true and it's all raw. It's true, man. I mean, even while we're doing this now, people show up and try to sell me stuff. There is this one guy that came out and I think he was trying to sell me like a Michael Myers mask or Jason mask, and he wanted like $5, and I said, "No, dude, I'm not gonna give you $5." He's like, "What?" I'm gonna give you 20. This, I don't know what it's worth, but it's not worth $5.
Yeah, no, it was a
Right?
freaking high quality.
I'm all like, I don't know what it's worth. It was old and it was used, but I'm all like, I don't care. You know what I mean? And he's all like, "What? No, I just want 5." I'm all like, no, I'm gonna give you. It's not. I don't know what it's worth, but I'm not gonna give you that. that happened, right? Next year he comes again, and now you know what I mean. I'm not trying to because I want to buy it, but I want to be myself. Like I want to do what was right for me, right?
Yeah.
So he came. He's like, hey, I have this, and I'm all like, all right, well, how much you want for this? Well, just give me $20 for everything, and I'm all like, oh, okay. And so I bought I don't want this. Like I can't even sell it, but doing the right thing, I feel sometimes goes a long way. And this man now has been my wife's customer, my wife's customer for quite a while now. My wife works in the financial center.
Oh.
So this customer actually say, you kind of look familiar. Like, do you know this place, the yard sale? And she's like, yeah. And then she's like, that's kind of like where I know you. And then that man shared the story to my wife. Like, my God, this guy. And my wife said, oh yeah, like I know him. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then so she calls me and tells me like, you won't believe it. And I'm all like, what? Like, this man still remembers. He said that he cannot believe that there's still people like that. And I'm all like, that I didn't do nothing. I just felt what I felt, right?
Yeah.
But once again, that small gesture, that small action goes a long way. Like, who am I for him to be thinking about the action that happened, right?
Right.
Years after years. But it's there, and so and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just not customers, but I come across people and we talk, and yeah, and a lot of my customers I feel they're not even customers. They're friends that I see them once a year during the season.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's great because they call me by my name. They call him by his name.
Yeah.
And it's
Dude,
like
some of them I even call aunts and uncles, dude.
It's
crazy.
It's fun at the same time and exciting, and it's just I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's crazy.
Wait, finish that story with that freshman. I want to know.
Oh yeah, so I was taking them
I wanna hear
back,
that.
and I just happened to go on Lark Ellen because you guys will leave it over the weekend, right? And
Yeah.
a couple weekdays.
Yeah, over the weekend.
Yeah, so it was over the weekend. I don't remember what day it was exactly. I think we were just training at Northie because they wanted extra training, and then I was like, oh, because I took a wrong turn. I was like, oh fuck, I should have gone on to Sousa, but I went on Lark Ellen, and I saw the van. I was like, oh wait, I think you had just graduated. Yeah, I think you had just graduated, and I saw the van. I was like, hey, do you see that van? He's like, oh yeah, that little rapey van. Yeah, it's always there on the weekends.
Little
But I told him no. I was like, nah, bro. Like, check out. Like, that's the van. Like, that's there's a former high schooler. Like, they sell good stuff during the winter and Halloween. Like, they get down. He's like, oh, where's it at? And I sent him the link. I was like, yeah, I check out the raper van, the rapey van, and I think he said that his mom bought a couple stuff.
Oh shit.
So yeah, but I remember recognizing that van, and it was just crazy. I went that route, and I guess I gave you guys like a little a customer, but
Yeah.
like you said, hey, you were embarrassed of that van, but that van, like,
Yeah, dude.
as you might be embarrassed, but dude, that van, like, people will recognize that. Oh, that's the van where they do the yard sale, the Halloween yard sale.
Yeah.
And dude, with the signs from Lark Ellen, it just pointed all the way down, and like, I just told that one kid, and he got something out of it.
Another thing too, a lot of people don't know, dude. I used to be posted up at Gavilan, dude. I used to wear costumes, dinosaur costumes too, huh?
Yeah.
I would go through like freaking like 4 a weekend because I would break them with all the sweat that was built up inside. I'll be posted up at Gavilan with the sign for like, I think the most I would do is 4 or 5 hours, huh?
Yeah, probably
'Cause,
4 or 5
yeah,
hours.
he didn't want me to go too long because it was hot, dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I'd go 4 or 5 hours, and sure enough, like, people would record. And my dad, I already knew in my mind, I was like, nah, my dad's probably gonna think that I'm just sitting down, waving it. But I'll put my earphones in, dude. I would start dancing, bro. I would just go crazy, dude.
Yeah.
People would record. They would show them, like, do you know this guy? Like, is he for you? And my dad would be like, what the frick is he doing, dude? Because I'll be with the sign. I'll be going like this. I'll be dancing, dude. I looked like if I was on crack, dude, literally.
The thing like that?
Yeah, literally, dude. And it was just a sign made out of wood, dude, with tape.
Oh,
That's it?
really?
Yeah.
That's it?
But that was my sign, dude. And
Yeah.
then
Hey, that takes sacrifice and hustle, man. Like you're out in the sun, like
Yeah, bro. that
you know what
shit's
they say,
fucking
like
hot.
sometimes like getting beat up a little bit, or like you know they say you can either sink or swim, and like you know you were swimming as you were probably super exhausted, but you know so
I would come home drenched, huh? Can't
Yeah.
even lie.
Yeah.
I would come
It
home
was
freaking drenched,
it was a team effort, man. Everybody had their spots. You know, everybody had to pitch in, and hey, Jesse did the hard part, and
Then we got the store, dude.
that's what I wanted to ask you. So how'd you guys come up about the store? Because obviously we live. It was like couple like walking distance, and I feel so bad because he would always tell me, "Hey, Dad, are you gonna go?" I was like, "Yeah, bro, I'll try to make it." But something always, I kid you not, it came up. There was one day I was like, "Oh, let me stop by real quick." Man, I was just honestly, bro, laziness got the best out of me, and I didn't go. And you could probably kill me right now. I will go during Halloween to the house. I know you told me to pull up. I will pull up, and I'll promise I'll buy some stuff. I know you told me like 2 seasons already.
Yeah, I
hey,
know, dude.
he's like, hey, don't forget to pull up, man. It'll be cool if you pull up. And
Dude,
I
used to
always,
talk about it nonstop in class.
yeah, you would, yeah, and I
Sorry,
say, and
everybody.
I'd always say, yeah, I'll go. But I kid you not, something always came up, especially on the weekends.
Nah, but yeah, dude, that store we got it. I don't know, it was my dad's idea. You were debating on it for a while, huh?
yeah. So that shop, my mom lives in Azusa down the street, so I would always pass by it like every year, right? Like this when we're talking about years before I even got it.
Yeah, I want
And
to
I
say
would,
like
and,
3
and
years,
I would
you
always
always
just
talk
like,
about it.
I was just like, dude, one day I'm gonna get it, and I would tell my mom, and everybody will everybody, you know, like they say, every time you tell somebody your thoughts or what you want to do, it's you never know what they think, right? Maybe they're not gonna believe you, or like,
Yeah.
bullshit, you know. But yeah, I would always say like, you know what, one day I'm gonna get it. Like, you know, one day I'm gonna get it, one day. And I would stop by, get the number, didn't call. Next year, what happened? Same thing. And then like after that, kind of like I'm like, nah, you know, like how do I do it? And the only reason why I never did it was because once again, I didn't know how to get the permits. I didn't know how to start it. I don't know where to go, the city, right?
Yeah.
I would ask people that had it, even people that have their businesses like next door and stuff like that. And this is what they would say: you just go online and you just fill out papers and that's it. No, that's not what you do, man.
No.
I remember
That's not
he would make me get off and go ask him, and I would go ask them. Yeah,
everybody that
That's how we figure it out,
would
you
ask.
know?
No one gave us the right answer. No one gave us the right answer until I finally said, you know what, forget this. And I once I got all the paperwork, all that stuff, you know, once again, how life is, man. The owners of that shop actually worked with my wife. So the guy,
No way.
yeah,
the
that
guy
shit
knew
was
her.
crazy, dude.
So then when I asked, I felt more comfortable now, right? And I'm all like, hey, would you rent it for like 6 months? He's like, oh, the minimum is 3 years, right? Contracts, right? And he's like, you know what? I'll go ahead and do it.
Wow.
And he did it, and it was great, man. It was great.
Fuck, that shit was tiring, bro.
The only thing that it's difficult now because now I'm by myself, right? Jesse can't really help me too much, right? So it was just from work from 5 to be there till 9 or 10 or 12 or whatever it was.
Dude, honestly, dude,
it's just that killed me.
I used to hate having to get off of school because I was all like, damn, dude, like I gotta go to wrestling, then I gotta go make my way to the store. I was like, fuck, it was gonna be a long day. But you know what? Looking back at it, dude, it actually showed me something like how to be responsible with your time. Figure out how to do
Yeah,
things.
time management.
Yeah, dude, that look, you taught me a lot. And looking back at it, you know, I would never say it actually sucked because I remember telling I got mad at him. I was like, bro, like you made me quit wrestling because of you. I got mad at him because I ended up quitting. I was like, because I came to the realization, I was like, bro, I'm not going to go freaking pro in wrestling, bro. Let's keep it a stack. Like, I'm just not, because I remember I would go to wrestling, go to the shop, help him open up, set up, then go to boxing, then go back to the shop, help him close up and set up. And I was like, damn, like, this is getting a lot. And I remember I got mad at him. I remember I got mad at him one night when I told my coach, I was crying. I was like, you know what, coach? Like, I can't, bro. It's too much. Like, I got a lot going on. I just got to quit. and I ended up quitting. You know, he didn't tell me anything. I was pretty sad about it because I love wrestling. You know, I only did it for my junior year, and when I did it my junior year, I was like, damn, like I wish I would have done this my freshman year. Like I loved it, dude. Like I was actually pretty good. Not gonna say I was like freaking demon level, but for me doing it only my first year, like dude, I only got like 3 losses. And I was doing pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, and then my senior year came around. We did that. I got mad at him. I was like, bro, like this is all your fault. Like you're making me do all this. Like I don't know why you're making me do all this. This is annoying. And then looking back at it now, like it low-key hurts me a lot. Like I low-key blamed all that on him, and for what? Like just because I was mad. But I mean, even then, like I just made the mature decision. And I quit wrestling because I knew in my mind let's keep it a stack. I'm not gonna get a freaking scholarship in wrestling, dude. But yeah, I mean, I ended up quitting it. I finished school. Sure enough, I told him, I was like, you know what, like I quit, bro. Like I don't blame you no more. Like it's not your fault, you know. I just had to mature and realize that it's gonna be on my end. And I told him that, and then I told him, I was like, so can I go open the store now that I get off of school or what? And I got so happy when he told me yeah. So I would get off of school at 3:30. Obviously, I wasn't at football at the time. It was just weight room. Sometimes I would skip it just to go to the shop. But even then, I remember just going to the shop, walking there, boom, 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 opening it up. I had the key in my pocket. I remember sometimes at school I would flex up and like, I'm out of shop, I'm gonna open up today. And I was just like, damn, dude. Because that was me, dude. I was a little flexer, dude.
Well, you felt good about what you had.
Yeah, dude. I felt happy,
should,
yeah.
You should tell him what happened at was it Glendora High School?
What?
He took all my money. He took all my money, the stack, and I'm all like, dude, like I thought someone had robbed us, dude. And then sure to come out, sure. I told him, hey Jesse, tell me the truth. Where is it at? Did you take it? No, I didn't take it. Literally, probably for like 4 hours, and finally told me, yeah, he took it. And then I'm all, give it to me, and I think it was like $300 missing. I'm all like, well, you know what? I'd rather have $300, but you know, he doesn't understand how much work it takes, man. It takes a lot of work just to get that, you know, and for other people just to enjoy something that they didn't work hard at it, you know, that's not cool. I mean, granted, I don't mind you buying your friend some chips and stuff like that, but when you're using your own money, right?
Of course.
But when you're using money that you stole, I mean, that's not cool, man. That's not what I've taught, and I'm gonna be honest, and it doesn't matter because you know what, the truth is the truth, man. You know, how do you feel about that?
This is like fucking embarrassing. Nah, but even then, I mean, I was a freshman, dude. I was like, still in my stupid face.
Yeah, it was
But I mean, yeah, getting back to, I mean, my senior year, he told me I could open the shop. I remember just running there, opening it up. I would do my homework there before he would get there. And then I was like, damn, like my dad's about to pull up. Like we're about to get to freaking work, dude. Like no more sitting around. My dad would pull up, and then yeah, sure enough, you freaking pull up. I would see the van full, and I would just be like, fuck, bro, like again, bro. The van would be full. We would unload it. I would always complain in the moment, but once we started, it was kind of like we would always enter flow state. It was always fast. That's one thing about my dad is he hates when you walk. He hates when you do stuff slow. He hates it. You gotta be fast, quick. Doesn't like lazy people.
Don't be standing.
Like yeah, he
find
doesn't
something
like
to
that,
do.
dude. He literally.
Who do you think is faster, me or him?
Well, I mean, I would say you have more experience.
No, just I mean, who's faster at who do you think he'll beat me at running?
Probably, yeah.
He said probably. No, for sure, dude.
For sure, right? He'll beat me at running, right? You think he'll beat me at a lot of stuff, right? I mean, he's younger, right?
Yeah.
So there's no sense of him being slower than me.
No, yeah,
right?
for sure.
Physically.
He's hired though.
That's what I'm saying.
He's hired though a couple of my friends, and I see it too. I'm like, bro, I can tell my dad's annoyed. I can already tell he's annoyed.
Oh, you did tell me about this.
Yeah, I told you before.
You told me about this.
Yeah. I was like, fuck, dude, my dad's annoyed. I was like, I can already tell he's pissed. But I mean, it is what it is. Like, my dad needs to understand too. Like, the way I grew up is much more different than how everyone grew up. Way more different. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but I already know, like, in my mind, like, I'm honestly going to raise my kids the same way. I'm not going to lie. Like, as a young age, like, better get ready to work. Like, I don't care because looking back at it, dude, he teach me a lot. Like, what? Like, I remember me and my dad, we did our own drywall in the rooms, dude. We did everything like that, bathroom, everything. I know I would tell my dad, like, bro, why don't you just hire someone? Like, save money, hire someone. And I'd be like, what good is that going to do? How are you going to learn? But, yeah, I mean, now to this day, like, I look back and it's like, fuck, like, I know how to do drywall, dude. I know how to do drywall. I know how to not Mickey Mouse it. 'Cause that's one thing about my dad. He hates Mickey Mouse. He would get
I'm
pissed,
sorry.
dude.
I'll share a story in a little bit about that concept, right?
Oh yeah.
I'll share a story.
Yeah, he would always
of
tell me,
concept,
like-
and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are gonna relate to that. They're gonna relate to that. But here's the thing, man. I don't do construction, right? But I love working with my hands. And there's one thing that I've always liked was I like challenges, right? And we as men say to ourselves, man, when I get my house, like I'm gonna fix it up, right?
Of course.
I'm gonna get my own little bar or whatever. Whatever. Everybody's different, right?
Right.
Like you guys created your studio, right?
Mhm.
Right. But you guys can easily hire somebody to come and do it, right? Or something like that, right? But so it gives you that sense of pride, right? So for me was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and do the drywall. It's my house, right? But me growing up, I didn't have a dad. You know, I didn't have a dad. So he didn't teach me how to do an oil change. He didn't teach me how to drive. He wasn't there to see the moments. And when I did reach out to him to sign for college, he told me no. So, anyhow, so YouTube was my best dad, you know. And to be honest, like,
This shit was funny in my eyes, bro. I was like,
man.
fuck you
I
too,
learned a
bro.
lot. Like, we ripped up the drywall. We put insulation. We put the studs nice and straight. Everything that was supposed to be done, we did it. I bought tools, machines, like.
We rented tools out to hold the thing on top.
We bought like a little thing to hold it, you know, because obviously, you know, and we were doing it after work. I would get off at work. I would get home at 6. We wouldn't end till like 1 a.m. And a lot of going out and in, out, you know, because of different tools, right?
Oh yeah.
And dust everywhere. And I'm pretty sure my wife was like, oh my God, you know, but she believed in me. And here we go. I'm having Jesse freaking go do this, go take that out, right? Take this trash and blah blah blah. And he's a kid.
Yeah, I was
He's a
young.
kid,
I was
you know?
probably like 9, 10
And
right there.
I can see him like trying to fall asleep, and I'll be like, hurry up, you know, just to wake him up, you know.
Yeah.
And sure enough, like then I'll be like, nah, we gotta go to sleep. I'm tired too, you know. So then the next day, the same thing. But hey, we were able to do the drywall. We were able to do everything for it. And it came out pretty good. Everybody that would go to the house, everything is messed up, but these things are good. Then we did the restroom with glass tile.
Oh, fuck that, bro.
Yeah.
That shit was tired.
Oh, that's a mission. I've seen the work for that. Like, just
Fuck,
I've
bro.
seen it myself. I've never done it, but just seeing it's a, yeah.
So to start off, I had to prep it to make sure all the walls were straight, because if glass can't bend, right?
Would crack.
So you have to have it straight. So that was a mission. We took we did all that. And the reason why I'm bringing all this up is because if I can do it, there's other people in the same boat as me, you know, and I feel like you gotta just do it, man. You gotta just do it. And recently, obviously we built our own house recently, right? And obviously we got a contractor, and once again, I'm not an expert, but I know how things should be done in some sort of way. And I told this guy, like, hey, you know what, this floor is not straight. No, it is. Cause he's a contractor. So who should we believe, ourselves or the contractor that is an expert?
Well, I mean, the contract, especially if you're paying, like, you would assume that you should be doing like the job correctly.
Correct. So sure enough, like, I got a straight edge. I put it down on the floor, and to just take video, take pictures, it's not straight. But I'm at work while they're doing the job, you know. So then I had to install cameras to watch everything, but you can't get 100% of it, right? So sure enough, we end up buying the floor out of our pocket. He has to put the installation because we paid for it already, right?
Yeah.
So now it's been a year, and a $30,000 floor now has to be ripped off and redone. The contractor now, At first, he didn't want to do anything. He said like, no, this is what you get. This is what happened, you know. But because, like I said, once again, the people that we are, we're not trying to trying to get something out of it, right? We're being honest. We ended up calling the company from the flooring company, and the flooring company ended up telling us that we had to hire a inspector. Inspector came, told us that the floor was done wrong because it was not leveled.
Oh wow.
And so what ended up happening, now we have documentation, correct?
Right.
So with documentation, we ended up going to the flooring where we bought it, and they sent out a specialist that only specialized in flooring, told us the same thing in writing. So now we have 2 documents. Sure enough, we showed it to him now, and now they have to redo it. Not done yet, so I don't know how that's gonna turn out. But once again, that's when you cut corners, right? That's cutting corners, and once again, not putting the customer in front, but for him now, he's responding to the customer as we're his customers, right? And he's trying to do things right, which that's how it should be. But one thing that I always say, let's just do things right the first time, honestly. Yeah. Honestly, because now he's gonna lose, right? He's gonna have to come out of pocket, and for us, it's gonna be a give or take. When they reinstall it, is it gonna be the same as the brand new one? Now that it's gonna be technically used, right?
Right.
I don't know. I don't know where we stand with that. That's a lot of money, man, and obviously, we worked our butts out. Like, yeah, no one knows what we've been through, and to what we have now. You know, it's a mission. It's a mission, but it's hard work. We put in a lot of hard work, and that's where I stand with that. So, but yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Hey man, I think that's a good way of like seeing how life is. Like you know, you can be comfortable in one spot, but once you get the real world, like that's when like life can either like you can either like fight through it or it can just kick your ass.
Another challenge too that we face is, I think I told you guys this. I think I told you when I went to the city council. I spoke up to the mayor.
Well, I saw the video you posted,
Yeah,
but you told me about it too. How like you know you're just like a teenager, like going up against
bro,
like 60-year-olds trying to like boss you around, but you know.
So yeah, it was my dad by himself that day. Had gotten a haircut, and we usually had 2 E-zips in the front. But like my dad always said, you know, if we're gonna take something out, we're gonna make sure everything's away. Even if it's not our trash and it's near where we're at, we're gonna pick it up because why do you want to deal with that stuff? But yeah, we had 2 E-zips in the front, a few tables. That was kind of where we had like all the, I want to say stuff on clearance. That's what basically stuff on clearance. And the city showed up, and I guess he told me the story. He was like, they were kind of like laughing. He was like, I had to put everything away on myself. And I was like, damn, like as a kid, you know, that kind of hurt me. I was like, damn, like I wasn't even there to help you, like, because me personally, I mean, if someone's laughing at me, dude, I mean, you guys know how I am. Like, I'm not gonna let that slide, like respectfully. But I was like, damn, like I don't know how you kept your composure, but it just kind of hurt me knowing that like grown ass men, you know, that should be like, you know, part of the city that should be respectful. I was like, dude, they were like laughing at you and all that. And my dad told me, he was like, why don't you go speak up then? And I was like, damn, like you're right, like low key I should, like I have nothing to lose. What the hell are they gonna do to me? And then he had a connection with some guy. This guy was like an Instagram like a not model, but he's like an influencer, pues. And he had told my dad, he was like, yeah, like they're gonna have a meeting this day. He was like, you go here. And my dad told me to do it, and yeah, I did it. And, you know, I was like, I was freaking nervous, dude. I was scared. Like before walking up there, like fucking hands were all drenched, my stomach todo dolía, dude. Like I was like, damn, dude, like what the hell am I gonna say? And then I told my dad. My dad seen the video. He watched it live. He screen recorded it. And I just remember going home, and he was like so proud. He was like, damn, like you didn't stutter one bit. And at that time, I kind of had like, I don't know if you guys ever noticed too, but like sometimes when I would get like too excited or too nervous, like I would start like. I would probably like repeat the same word over and over, or I would get stuck on a word. That was me, and he told me, he was like, you didn't even stutter one bit, dude. And I was like, honestly, dude, I feel like I just entered like flow state, and I was like, I don't know, it was just crazy to me, you know, like seeing me like freaking a senior, freaking going up speaking, And everyone that spoke up before me, you can't even lie, dude. They were grown ass men. They were adults. They were old people complaining and all that. But yeah, and then the next day I told my dad, I was like, dude, like, that was Mrs. King's dad. Like, she told me about it. And I was just like, damn, like, oh shit, dude, like, that was crazy. Like, I was walking by, she told me, she was like, hey, you spoke to my dad, huh, at the meeting? And I was like, oh, fuck, do I say yes or do I say no? I was screw it, I'm just gonna embrace it, like my dad said. Like, don't ever be ashamed of what you do. And I was like, yeah, I did. I was like, I went to go complain. And then she was like, great job for you. Like, that took a lot of courage. She was like, I'm proud to see you up there. And then I remember my heart just went, thank God. Like, I thought she was gonna yell at me, dude.
Someone validated what you did, so it felt good. Huh?
Like his own daughter, dude. Like, I'm over here complaining to him. And I was just like, damn. But yeah, I mean, it was a good feeling, dude.
Wait, but how'd you feel as you were giving your talking points? Like, what was that feeling like? Like, maybe, well, you said before you were nervous, but during and then after, like, how'd you feel? Like, and then after, well, tell me how'd you felt, but then after, just tell me how, like, the reaction of the people listening to those, like, the old dudes you were talking to.
So during, like, I felt kind of, like, nervous. I mean, obviously I'm going to feel nervous, you know. I felt scared. I felt, like, nerve-wracking. I felt like everything that I was saying, like, just going to go through one of their ears and not the other. But, I mean, after I finished, the guy asked me, he was like, where are you located? And, like, what do you do? And I was like, you know what, this is perfect. Like, I'm using it to my advantage. You guys know, too, during Christmas when we finish up, like, we take money out of that we do. We don't ask for donations, nothing like that. We do ask for people that help us gift wrap. And we've been doing it already for like 5-6 years, I want to say.
Oh, I saw that when you had it here at the shop. You had like a bunch of people helping
longer.
out.
Yeah, like longer, what, 8 years, 9, 10? Like, I don't know. It's been a long time, dude.
That's one thing that that a lot of people sometimes don't know what we actually do, but that was when we first started. That was one thing that we said that was gonna be our driving force, right? Whatever we sold, the first day that we did the yard sale, whatever we sold, we actually bought toys, and it was probably only like 15 toys because we didn't make that much. And we bought them from like Walmart and stuff like that. And we passed them out. But after that, every year it started getting more and more and more and more. And we always said, and we're gonna stick to that. We don't ask for any donation. Even my own suppliers, right? They're like, hey Jesse, like I'll go ahead and donate. I'm like, no, I don't want you to donate, man. I don't want to feel that obligated for something that is not me, right? Because if you give me something, you expect it to be done your way, maybe, right?
Right.
If I don't do it your way, and now not only I lost a potential friend, or now he looks at me in a different way. You get what I'm saying? So no, I want to do it my way. And I want to pay for it because we always said that's how we were gonna do it. So I'm like, just give me a discount or something, and be all right, cool. So they'll give me discounts. We buy the toys, you know. But yeah, and then explain to them what you do.
So yeah, I mean, I thought about it, right, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna use it to my advantage. So I told them, I was like, oh, you know what, we're a small business, but like, I'm a person that's gonna get mad. I should have told them, I was like, instead of you guys like antagonizing us, I was like, maybe you guys should be helping out the homeless like the way we help out our community. And I told them straight what we do. I was like, we go around, you know, we take money out of I'm not even complain because honestly, taking money is like the least of it, dude. It gives us like a freaking very good like heart feeling, especially me that I dress up as Santa, and just seeing like, cause there's a neighborhood right there by I forgot the streets. What's that street where all the special needs kids are at?
No, you don't gotta say the streets.
Well, anyway, there's a street right there over there up in Azusa. There's a neighborhood. I like that neighborhood a lot because honestly, like those kids, they're a little bit older, but they're special. And when I give them the gift, like it's crazy just seeing how something small, as a little carrito or a ball, they come over here and they hug me and they're all thank you, thank you, thank you. And honestly, sometimes I catch myself like almost crying because it's like damn, like it's crazy how something small that's in our eyes can be something big in another person's eyes. And every time we do that, I mean, I always get sensitive, but it makes us feel good, like in our hearts, dude, knowing that like we're making like a little impact, and especially that the people know, like, hey, like there's still good people out there. And honestly, I don't think we'll ever stop doing that. I think me personally, I'll probably continue doing that even as I get older, dude. Hopefully, who knows, dude? Maybe my kids will do that, dude. But yeah, I mean, I straight up told them that we do that. I told them what we do. We wrap up gifts. I want to say we probably donate over like 5,000 toys, dude. And I told him, I was like, there's been times where we do it in the rain. I was like in the pure freaking rain, and we don't have like a U-Haul. We just have a red wagon where I sit down on with all the bags of toys, and we just pass them out just like that. Little speaker playing with Bluetooth, nothing too big, but at the end of the day, people know when they see the red wagon and Santa, there's gifts coming. But even then, yeah, I told him that too, and I was like, damn, like, but I mean, telling him though, it felt good because I have something good. I have something good to say. You know what I mean? I was like, usually I always say bad things, but I was like, finally, if like for the first time, like, I have something good to express in a good way about myself and like what I do.
That's a flex, to be honest, because you're doing something for the community. It's like you say, they're not doing nothing for the homeless.
Exactly.
You're helping out the community. You're helping out special needs, little kids. Even though they probably get toys, but how about like let me get spoiled with a little more toy, just bring a little more joy. Because I know one place where I think I saw you. You were doing it right there on Lark Ellen by Valleydale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw you and. Like those,
school.
The apartments right there. I mean, there's a lot of people that live paycheck to paycheck. They could probably only afford. I'm just like guessing here, but maybe some kids can only afford like 2 toys and a couple clothes. But now maybe like they get an extra 2 toys, and it's like, and you wrap it up, so it's like it's a surprise.
No, yeah, for sure.
And I think that adds more like. Well, I mean, like I think that adds more like excitement for them. Like, oh, it's a surprise. Like, what is it? And they don't care what it is,
no,
dude.
they really don't, dude.
They don't care.
I've seen it in their eyes, like they don't care what it is. They're happy with whatever they get. It's just like another toy that they're gonna add. But I feel like it's not even that. I feel like it adds like a memory in their head. Like I don't know, dude. You never know. Maybe one of those kids was like, "Damn, like I didn't get shit this year, dude."
Yeah.
And the next day he's like, "Damn, like Santa showed up to my house, dude. Like, and they gave me this." I don't know, dude. Like it's just. I feel like it's always gonna leave a memory in their head. Especially even to me, like those are always gonna be like little memories that I'm gonna carry along the way. And I feel like I probably won't even stop talking about it because to me, talking about it, like, I have so much pride and so much joy talking about it. Like, yeah, dude. Even right there at Lobos, dude, I remember just walking into the freaking apartments, dude, with the speaker, playing the cop sirens, dude. I was like, fuck, what am I doing, dude? Because obviously right there's a ghetto, right? And I would scream it out, be like, hey, aquí está Navidad, aquí ya llegó Santa Claus. And sure enough, eventually I got known. Everybody already knew. As soon as they hear me walking into those doors, dude, they start going to the front. They even know where to line up already, huh?
Yeah,
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Before it was kind of like, it would kind of just be like piled up, right?
Yeah.
And then
now they make lines, dude.
Little by little, obviously, we started like being more organized with the what is called walkie-talkies.
Yeah, we had walkie-talkies
on our ears.
We'd be like,
and
Santa's coming out, protect
speakers,
me.
Speakers, and then other people too that wanted to help, be like, all right, you're gonna line them up here, and I'll tell them, all right. So I'm basically instructing everything that's going on,
and mind you, bro, we're all fitting in one car, dude.
Yeah.
All in one car. No one's taking separate cars. We're all in one, dude.
Oh, I thought you guys were in separate cars.
Nah, dude, we're all in one, bro.
I remember one time my dad
that was when we had adult gifts, dude.
Went with us, and he was passing out scratchers.
Yeah, we brought scratchers.
And I remember he would go like this because he's already old. He would go like this, and there's the same guy, and he would take it from me.
Yeah, dude.
And he would be like, "No, ya te di uno," But
it's funny, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's just I mean, I feel that in times like that, man, we got to think back. I grew up in Azusa. I grew up with among all that neighborhood. So I always said to myself, one day if I can give back, I want to do that. But the beauty of it is not just myself, but my whole family, and most importantly, teaching Jesse that you don't have to have a lot to give a little.
Oh, yeah.
You really don't. So that to me, those memories are gonna be with me forever, man. Those are. Yeah, that's and hopefully you continue being Santa, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I was looking to start wrapping it up though.
Yeah,
we need a little more Santas in this world, man.
Nah, for real, dude. But honestly though, like it's just crazy. Like I think about it too, and I just look back on it like, damn, like I really came a long way, dude. Like came down like trouble, dude. Like honestly, I told even mom was telling me, she was like, if I would have left you at Las Palmas, like honestly, like you would have probably been a worse kid than you are now. And respectfully, honestly, I probably would have, dude. I honestly probably would have. I guarantee you, if I stayed at Las Palmas and went to Northview, I would have probably been like, I don't even want to think about it. I don't think I'd be going to college right now, dude, honestly. But I mean, it's just crazy. Like, I'm like the living example. Like, dude, like no matter how many times you get in trouble, like just eventually, like, you're gonna change. Like, you can still do it, dude, no matter what people say. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember you showed up late for one of the testing. Bro, you were done in like 10 minutes.
Fuck, dude. Yeah,
Like some of the testing, like if you showed up late, they would go to the library.
Yeah.
And we were there. Said, hey, you gotta turn in. Here's the code to sign into the test.
Okay, so hold up.
Nah, hold on, dude. Those testing, that shit didn't
Okay, so
matter,
this is
though,
state
bro.
testing, and
Yeah, that shit didn't matter
and
to
they
me.
Jesse and along with other students found out. Oh, if I get there late, I'm gonna be with the twins in the library, and it's gonna be chill, because we kept the instructions pretty simple, and he wasn't the only one, but Jesse found out. Well, it's just state testing. Like, it's not gonna affect my grade, and it's supposed to take like 3 hours. He finished this state testing in like 10 minutes.
Fuck yeah, I didn't
And what
care,
made it
dude.
funny was the next year. I think once the testing went, you guys got a mail of your results. I remember Jesse told me, "Yeah, man, my mom was super pissed that I'm at a below like grade level."
Yeah, dude, I was below grade level on freaking math and English. But I mean, honestly, to me, it didn't affect it because, like I said, I never had bad grades, dude. Never got freaking F's. I got 1 F throughout my whole high school career, but that was about it. Never.
Hey, look,
ever
it came to
failed
a
any
point
classes.
yeah, I am a cool sub, but one time he's like, "Hey, do you mind if like I can stay in this class? Because if I go to my other class, I'm not gonna focus." And you were just doing, I don't know what homework you were doing. You were doing it, or like,
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, I'll help him out." Like, I think it's best if like he knocks out his homework instead of not paying attention. Because I guess that class there was a lot of clowns in that class.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Hey, I need to lock in." This is last year, or your last
I
school year.
remember I skipped a class and I told you, I was like, "Nah, dude, I need to stay here because I actually need to lock in. Like, I can't be messing around." But I had checked in with that. I don't even think I checked in with that teacher. I think I just took.
No,
the
because I
half
think
day.
I called for you. I was like, "Hey, he's gonna stay in here doing the test," but you were just doing homework.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You did. I told you because I didn't want to take the test. I wanted to get my homework done. I remember. But I mean, yeah, dude, that low key went like a long way. I mean, you can say what you want about me that I was a troubled kid, but I always knew at the moments when to lock in, because I was always scared of my parents of getting bad grades because I knew they hated bad grades. So I was like, as long as I could get good grades, maybe.
No, I love bad grades.
I was like,
Yeah, exactly right.
I was like, as long as I get good grades, like they'll be off my back a little bit. And yeah, I mean, eventually I found out, like, sure enough, like they're gonna be off my back a little bit, but shit doesn't mean I can still be getting in trouble at school.
Oh, of course not.
But I mean, yeah, dude, I'm just glad that. And honestly, dude, my English teacher that you guys know who he is. I don't want to say names, but my English teacher that I had junior and senior year, honestly, dude, like he really changed my life for like a lot, dude. He gave him a bad phone call at the beginning of the year when I first had him. He was like, "Your son is so disrespectful. He shows up late when he wants. He talks to me however he wants." I just remember like, and that's nothing new to them, dude. They always get bad phone calls. I think it's still gonna hurt them, but they're at the end of the day, it's kind of just like, damn, like bro, like to them, it's more like, why does he keep doing this? Like, what am I doing wrong? It wasn't more of getting mad at me. It was more like, what are we doing wrong now? And I don't know, it just kind of hit me a different way my junior year that I was maturing. And sure enough, my senior year, bro, like, both of them get a phone call. And they tell me, they're like, "We got a phone call for your English teacher." I was like, fuck, dude, like, what the hell did I do now?
Yeah, what'd I do this time?
And they were like, "I'm proud of you." Like, it was like a really good phone call. And it hit me. I started crying. I was like, damn, like, I never get recognition, dude. Like, if for my mom to have like a good phone call that she never gets, she was so happy, dude. And like, it hit me like in a different way. I don't usually express my stuff. I keep my stuff inside of me, but it's always stuff that I have in the back of my mind that I still remember like to this day. And I just remember like, dude, that phone call was probably like the best thing that's ever happened to me in my life. Like, she was so happy, dude. Even my dad, he was really happy too. My dad's hard to get happy. He's really hard. You can't please this guy no matter what. But yeah, dude, it was just, I don't know, that he was honestly a teacher that changed my life a lot, dude. I love that guy a lot. That's like my little Theo right there.
I think seeing you, obviously with the sign of where you were gonna go for college, I was like, oh man, because I remember you said I didn't even expect to go to college.
Yeah, no, I honestly didn't think I
And then
was.
once I saw you with the photo, like when you had like was it like a signing day? Did you have a signing day?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I saw it, I was like, damn, dude,
No,
this
I
guy.
didn't have a signing day because they took that away from me because I got in trouble. Remember that? That little fight in the bathroom after prom? Yeah, that day was scary, dude. I remember I was freaking out. I remember I kept telling you guys. I was like, fuck, dude, I don't know if I'm going to walk, dude. Like,
Yeah.
my mom's heartbroken, dude.
And all that for what? All that because of one thing.
For nothing.
No, there's only one thing that created that. It's not telling the truth. If he would have said the truth,
That's true.
all his problems would have been fixed.
Yeah, I never told him what happened
I've
in the
told
limo.
Jesse
It's true.
so many times, man. tell me the truth, and I will fight for you. You don't tell me the truth. You're sending me in there with no ammo. You're sending me in the lion den, and you're making me look like an idiot, like a regular, like a nobody. How do you really want? Do you really want me to do that? After I told him this, he still didn't tell me the truth.
Yeah, but I'm a big liar. I don't
so,
know why.
If he puts all this into perspective and he was telling me the truth, things will get resolved because you know what? We're all human, but we can talk.
Yeah.
But when you don't know what's going on, how can you help? You can't.
But yeah, dude,
Right.
looking back at it, if I would have just told him what happened exactly in that limo, like, he would have probably been like, you know what, I'm going to cover it. But now, like, I just didn't want to get in trouble. I let my ego get out of the way. I don't want to dive too much into it because I don't know if I can get in trouble. But bottom line, like, dude, that day he could have turned a lot worse. Like, dude, I could have got, like, a whole assault charge. Dude, he was a minor. I was like, fuck, dude.
I remember you were freaking out. I was
Yeah, because I was like, damn, like, even my hands were registered that year, too. I was like, fuck, dude. Like, my life is over now. Like, all for what? For freaking $150, dude? Just threw away my whole life to the trash. Yeah, that day was terrible, dude. That was my worst day of my life. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, having good relationships with your teachers goes a long way. I don't know, I'm not gonna say their names, but I had a few teachers that went to the office and like, dude, they were fighting for me. They were letting me know in the down low like what was happening and all that, and it just gave me like, damn, like, thank God my senior year I was such a better person in class, and towards the end of my junior year too, like, thank God, because if I wouldn't have had that, dude, I can guarantee you 100% I probably wouldn't have walked. And that would have been so embarrassing having family fly out and just telling them, like, yeah, I can't walk because of this. Yeah, but I mean, dude, good relationships in the business world and in the family, familiar, friendly world, dude, they go a long way. They truly do.
Well, like I said, I think because you had a really good relationship with us, you had the courage to ask my brother. My brother wrote you that letter of recommendation.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
What was that for again, anyways?
It was for college.
Yeah, it was for
No,
college.
it was to get a scholarship.
Oh, yeah, it was to get a scholarship, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it's the
Jesse Cruz.
Jesse Cruz.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay.
And in that scholarship, only certain people get invited, correct?
Yeah,
So
yes.
to
yeah.
me,
You have to be an
I was
athlete.
I was honestly I was proud that he even got invited. I never even knew about that, and that's another thing that I think the schools should do a better job in advocating these kind of.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie,
of,
bro. When we got the
you
fucking
know-
awards, that shit pissed me off. The same Chinese kid got every fucking one. I was looking planning on jumping that fool, bro. Taking that shit.
It's not about that, man. It's about the research that's out there, the principles of things. For instance, if me, like, I'm a parent, right? If they would have told me, hey, come July or August or whatever it is, we're gonna be doing these awards, so your kids qualify for this, and this is what they have to do to qualify, then I can help them, right? I can help my son, to try to get this, right?
Yeah.
But when I don't know anything about it, hey, then how can they do that? So what I did find out is these people that do keep getting these awards, obviously their families know about it.
Yeah.
So, and also the kid has to be dedicated to it too. You
Right.
just but they can help them and guide them to the right track. What was discouraging for me was that out of all these kids, very few knew about them. And that sucks because it's more like you are brushing them to kind of like there's a bunch of trash and you're just brushing the bad ones away and only keeping the good ones. Well, and a lot of it's not that they're bad. It's what happens is they might not have their parents that understand, right? They're not educated in that aspect, or they might not have the right resources, right? And that right there was very sad to me because I felt that there's other kids out there that could have done it, but because how are they gonna get that resource to do it?
Yeah.
You know, that's what I think sucks, and I think the school needs to change that. But I don't know, man. I honestly I have a very sour taste in my mouth with this high school. Yeah, that's just me personally. That's just me personally. Because just speaking to myself, going in there, like I said, and people not knowing or people not giving me the right answers, that's not okay. But yeah, going back to that, I think there needs to be more advocacy and the kids to get those scholarships, because they go a long way, man. I was saying that, and it makes the kids feel proud. It makes the kids reach more, want more, right? But I mean, how did you feel not?
I felt good, dude.
Not like if you didn't get one or.
No, I got one, but I mean, I was like, damn, like I got one out of. Could have got more, you know. If I would have knew more about them.
Now imagine those kids that didn't even know, right? That could have, but didn't.
Also got the seal of biliteracy too, you know.
We can't do that, man. We can't. I feel that it's the whole. I feel that it's always the boss. I'm always gonna say that it's the boss man. If the boss man cannot control what's happening and to the better, then his soldiers can only do what they can do.
Right.
That's just the bottom line, you know. And it sucks because I feel that if you're always gonna do what you've always done, you're always gonna get the same results that you always had. And I think it sucks. I really do. Hey man, I hope that things change, you know. But yeah, I mean, yeah. There's one thing why I don't have my kids in these districts.
But you had me though.
It's for a reason, you know. But hey, did I have a choice?
Nah. I love Mochi, dude. I loved it with them. Yeah, I love that school, dude.
And the people you met along the way, huh?
Yeah, I felt more welcome there, dude. I felt like I was like, damn, like I'm back in my community now. All my Mexicans are here now. Let's go, dude.
Hey, well, you're always welcome with us. You treated us good. I think we treated you good, and I know we're gonna wrap it up because I didn't realize it's like an hour 52.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but you know what? To the Jesse Basas that are in front of me, it's a pretty cool story hearing you guys. And I think our dad was never he never hung out with us. Didn't I mean, he was in our lives for most of our lives till recently. But seeing how you guys like bond and like how you teach your son like things to do by hand. He says you guys learned along the way. Like, I mean, you guys saw YouTube, but at the same time, like there wasn't no book to like teach you guys some of the stuff. Like you guys had to suffer in order to learn.
Yeah.
And I think that bonding is something that I think a lot of people or a lot of like guys wish they had with their dads. So it's nice to see how you guys spend all this time together and you learn, like you're teaching him, you know, to prepare for the future. And then hopefully if he ever has kids, he's going to teach his kids those same concepts. And I think it's nice to see that. And I think a lot of people would appreciate that. And before we finish off, if you guys want to just say your plug, and you know when we edit the video, I'll put the links to your guys' yard sale. So
yeah, hold on. Before I do that, I just want to say, you know, if I could do it, you know, coming from where I came from, all the trouble that I got into, and to be able to study when I'm studying, which I mean is probably unheard of, you know. I mean, a lot of people tell me like it takes a criminal to know one, which I mean I guess that's what I'm gonna be doing, you know. So hopefully, future.
You're not a criminal, by the way.
Nah, I was just saying, but you know, like, you know, coming as a troublemaker, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would be surprised hearing that I'm studying criminal justice. But I mean, that's always just something that interests me. So I mean, hopefully soon, you know, I'll be the next FBI. I mean, shoot. I mean, with my background, I should be able to know how to pick it out. But I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, like, no matter where you come from, you know, don't ever be embarrassed of who you are. You know, I was always embarrassed. It's something I learned along the way. But I mean, even now, like, I'm not that much embarrassed no more. I don't care no more. But yeah, just embrace who you are. You know, who cares what you did in the past? You can only live in the future and plan your future ahead. But I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, shoot, future Army, future Navy SEAL in the making, dude. I'm gonna make it big for the bosses, dude. I'm gonna make my name known, dude. One way or another.
We're gonna put Basa on the world stage.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, I'm telling you, dude. Everyone's gonna know who Basa is, but for the good reason now, dude. Not the bad reasons. I'm gonna get my name out there for the good cause now. But yeah, I mean, check us out though at Good Deals 411, guys, on Instagram, on Facebook, and just look at what we do on the behind the scenes. aside from me being at school, that's what I do now too. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Well, it was nice having Jesse Basa, and your other dads back here.
Yep.
Nice having a chat with you guys, listening to your guys' upcomings and struggles, and how you guys came up about it.
Yeah, man. It's a pleasure having you guys, man. Bro, I don't have the state sealed by literacy,
Huh?
and I'm a Spanish major.
I have it, bro. I'm certified bilingual now.
Oh man,
Passed my AP test.
there we go. All right, you guys.
All right, thank you guys.
Oh, sure. No worries. All right, that was
That was crazy.
yeah, that was a long one.